Okay, I believe I've started streaming. I failed to check my internet speed, but I'm plugged in, so I should be okay. All right, hold on. I'm just gonna check my internet speed now. While we're here. All right, okay. Looks like download would be good. That means upload should also be good. Okay, just making sure. No harm in checking, right? Let's see here. Just started streaming. Excellent. Okay. Um, and then advertise. Okay, last time I did not advertise because I was not feeling that well. I'm still feeling a little sick, but it's not as horrible. So I think we're good to go. I should probably come up with a one of those intro screens. Going to go live soon, and then I can do this. But then you don't hear my rambling, babbling thoughts at the beginning. And clearly, that's really why people come, right? They want to hear my random babbling thoughts. I don't know why anybody wouldn't want to hear my random babbling thoughts. If you couldn't sense the seething sarcasm dripping from my mouth just then. Let's see here. Hold on. Did I get everybody everywhere? Do 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 do. Oh, hey, welcome in, Jamie88888. Thank you for the subscription. I'm actually doing something new with subscribers, and actually, if there's a subscriber later that wants, subscribers get to sign a card. So if you would like to come up with a card, we're gonna go ahead and put Jamie888888 on it, and let me know. There's only like 3 cards that are signed on this, um, so if you want to have your own card, don't choose the Ace of Hearts, the Ace of Clubs, or the Nine of Spades. But every other card is basically open, Jamie. So um, let me know if you would like me to sign a card for you. While I continue to advertise, and then oh, Infozar's 8 of Spades. All right, let's grab that. And I will sign that for you in a second. Thank you very much for the subscription. Okay. 2 more posts. One more post. 2. Okay. All right. Let's see. We have Slightly Stefan. Do the magics. All right. Welcome in, Slightly Stefan. Okay. First things first. It's called Spades 8. Okay. My apologies. Spades 8. All right. First things first. Let's go ahead and sign this for Jamie8888. And it's appropriate because it is an 8. So, all right. Let's see here. And there's 5 8s. All right, I don't want to mess this up. I almost messed up somebody else's name before. So 8, 8, 8, 8, and 5 8s. Okay. Oh, hey, welcome in, Trash Panda. Roar. Thank you kindly for coming in. I'm just signing a card for a subscriber if anybody wants to sign a card. This deck is still mostly unsigned. There's only 4 signed cards. And I'm only missing 1 person signature. So let's see. Anyway, for anybody who is popping in for the first time, Hi, my name is Nam. I'm also known as Crazy Asian on Twitch. I like to perform sleight of hand card magic, and my Twitch streams are a little bit different as far as like performing magic. If anybody would like to see a trick, you're welcome to request a trick. And I have a trick list. I've basically co-opted a streamer song list. And if you're interested, we can bring up the trick list. Hey, welcome in Panda Volta, and thank you kindly for the subscription. So, Panda Volta. Oh man, there's two pandas. There's Trash Panda in the chat, and there's Panda Volta in the chat. Uh, Panda Volta, what I am doing is if you would like to have a card signed because you subscribed, let me know which card. We only have 4 cards signed from this deck. So if you would like one, feel free to just name another card, and I'll go ahead and sign that for you, Panda Volta. Let's see. Yeah, so if anybody would like to request a trick, you can take a look at my streamer song list, which is basically my trick list, and you can request something from it. I understand that you may not know what all the tricks are called, but if you don't know what to request but you want to request something, you can just type in !random, and that will randomly put one into the queue. Allow me to demonstrate. Random. All right. Okay. That was just a demonstration. I'm actually not going to do this one now. I actually like this one as a closer. I really like it, but I think it's too powerful, like to start off with. So I'll go ahead and save that for later. And I believe, yeah, requests are open. How about a Joker? Panda Volta. We have 2 Jokers. They are both. So when you're doing card magic, you like to have the Jokers match. I will let you know, this is the better quality Joker, and this one's the slightly worse quality Joker. Would you like the better quality or the worse quality, Panda Volta? You pick. All right, we're going to give you the better quality one. Clearly. Only the best for Panda Voltas. And basically anybody named Panda. So, hint, hint. Trash Panda, if you want to subscribe, you let me know. All right, Panda Volta. I'm going to go ahead and write Panda on one side and then Volta on the other, if that is all right. Let me know if you oppose to that. Oh, these emotes are awesome. Yeah, so because this is my 3rd affiliate stream, I haven't had that much time to figure out what I want to do with emotes. I know I wanted my face to be glorious, so I have that. And then I have hi for, in cards. So I have some cards that have letters on them. And then I have love. If you take a look at the love one really close, it's actually an ace 2 3 4 of hearts, but instead of ace 2 3 4, it's replaced by LOVE. And that's the love. So, all right. And slightly Stefan, I do magic too, so I'm excited to see you. Yeah, I know Stefan. I think we talked in was it JT's stream a little bit. So I think at that point we ended up hanging out and chatting for a little bit. So, all right, here we go for Panda Volta. Thank you very much for the subscription, Panda. All right, Panda. Oh no, don't mess that up. Ugh. I'm very bad at writing because I don't write anymore. Everything is typed on a keyboard, laptop, or a phone, touchscreen. So, but yes, now we have Panda Volta on the slightly better Joker. All right. So anyway, thanks for everybody who's hopped in already and who is going to be hanging out. Anybody who's lurking as well, totally appreciate it. I am a relatively new streamer, as I said in the description. This is my 3rd affiliate stream. I was a little disappointed with my 2nd one because I was really sick, and then I had to leave stream for a bit because my baby was crying. So, long story short, I don't want to be a bad parent. So, if that happens here, I'll try and make it entertaining again. But I did poorly last time, so I'm going to try and learn from my mistake. Anyway, that's the general explanation. But I don't think anybody has requested anything, but if anybody would like to, feel free. The queue is empty. For the time being, I'm going to put another trick into the queue. And it will be Birds of a Feather. So I'm going to set up for that. And while I set up, I'm actually going to go to this screen because then I don't have to worry about people seeing any sort of quote-unquote secret setup, which most tricks require some setup. Some of the tricks don't require that much, but other ones oh, hey, welcome in, Sin Pro. I'm just going to call you Sin Pro. I think I know who you are. We play dance games together, right? But welcome in. Hopefully you can feel like you can make yourself at home. And yeah, so this is my my stream. So let's see. Slightly, Stefan, you read magic books? Do you do Hitchcock Aces from Darwin Ortiz? So slightly, Stefan, I do know that trick. I recently rehearsed it to add it to my trick list, so it's actually on there. And so I do know it, but I did not learn it from a book. I actually reverse engineered it from a lot of performances. So that was basically how I ended up learning Hitchcock Aces. So okay, so first tricks up is Birds of a Feather. And okay, I just need to rehearse this one thing really quick before I mess it up, because I don't want to start over. Because that would be silly. That would be silly. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, I think I have got it. But anyway, to answer your question shortly, I do read some magic books, but a large majority of what I do is reverse engineer tricks because I didn't really put in that much money to learn from books. But Larry Jennings' Invisible Palm Aces. Yes, I know that one. I know a version of that one. Also did not learn that from a book. Learned that from reverse engineering. Or, no, there actually might have been a YouTube tutorial for it. I know there's tutorials for that now, but okay, all right. Here we go. This is Birds of a Feather by Paul Gordon. First things first, you have to note that we have the 4 jacks that are right out here. And these 4 jacks, we are going to introduce them to you one at a time. So what we have here is the jack of clubs. We have the jack of hearts. We have the jack of spades. And we have the jack of diamonds. So go ahead and place the jacks here. If you were here, I could ask you to cut the deck. First, I would ask you to cut 3/4 of the deck. So in this case, about here. Next, I would ask you to cut about 2/3 of this one here. And then last, I would ask you to cut this one about half, like say here. Okay, so, and if you'd cut one card differently, they would be cut at different points. That's important. But anyway, so let's see what we have here. Oh, let me welcome in. Let's see. Welcome in, Keyboard Grinder. Hey, welcome in. This is your first time chatting. Nice to see you here. So I'm glad that you could join us for a magic trick or two, or more if you want to see more. I just started, so. Taldar, also welcome in. Yes, putting something random into the list. Excellent. So, with each one of these jacks, we're going to be marking basically where all of the cuts are. So we'll go ahead and place a jack here, and then we're going to place a jack here, and we're going to go ahead and place a jack here, and then finally we'll place the last jack here. So we've marked where all of those cuts were. And what we're going to do is pull out the very famous magic horns. If you are familiar with Metal and Penny Arcade, the webcomic, or lots of other memey things that use the horns, they're very powerful. And look, all I have to do is touch the horns tips to this pile and this pile for 1 second. And now I'm going to go ahead and do that again with this pile and this pile. 1 second. That's all that's necessary. And once again, using the horns for these last two. And actually, each one has touched this through the horns. And would you believe that all of the jacks have now jumped to this pile? One's in the chat if you believe. Two's in the chat if you don't. Go. I can wait. Oh, Panda believes. Panda, thank you very much. I want to believe. Keyboard Grinder's like, no, no, no. There's no way. Witchcraft. Okay, alright. So, those who were non-believers. Hopefully I can prove you wrong here. So look, there's one jack. I mean, we knew there was a jack there, right? But now here's a second jack. And a third jack. And a fourth jack. And that is how you get these jacks to fly together. But, actually, you cut to random places here, right? And, you know, there could be a second card that flocks together as well. So, what if these four cards were to also match? Let's just take a look at what this card is. That's an ace. How about this one? How would this also be an ace? You know, it's two out of like a bunch, right? But wait, would it be crazy if all of them were aces? They are, and these two are signed. This one is Avo the Crafty Art Hole, and this one's signed by Gibson Lens, who is actually in the chat right now. So, there we go. Excellent. And that is my handling performance of Birds of a Feather. Thank you very much. Let's see. Okay, we have a lot of people in the chat, so now would be a good time to do some shout-outs, because there's a lot of people in here. Alright, first things first. Let's shout out. Let's see here. Gibson Lens. If I could spell Gibson correctly. Gibson Lens. Alright, so Gibson Lens plays piano, plays VGM, original music. He has a lot of original compositions. Some esoteric stuff. Sometimes he plays sight reads from a couple of songbooks, like Phantom of the Opera or the Disney songbook. And also he's been occasionally known to play some games. So he's been playing Mega Man X recently. Almost beat it. He's like at the last boss. Let's do a shout out for Panda Volta. So Panda Volta doesn't stream, but if they get to 1,000 followers, they will stream, or at least the pressure is on. So, but Panda Volta you may have seen as a mod in a handful of other streams. So, let's see. We've got Keyboard Grinder. I forget, because in my mind it's Keyboard Grinder, but the actual Twitch name is The Keyboard Grinder. So, but he plays piano, he plays jazz very well, and he has like my personal favorite rendition of Memory from Cowboy Bebop by Yoko Kanno. So that's I go back every time, and I'm like, if I'm gonna request something, I'm gonna request that. So, but yeah, there's a bunch of anime, VGM, and he does do jazz pretty well, so I enjoy those. Let's see. Slightly Stefan, are you doing magic streams or are you doing something else? I know that. Let's give a shout out for Slightly Stefan here. And then let's see, we've got Taladar. Shout out for Taladar. So Taladar, he's mostly streaming indie games from itch.io. He is also the one who has assisted me with trying to change the streamer song list a little bit so that we can get the streamer song list not to say song and artist, but trick and creator. So he helped assist me with that. But yeah, if you like seeing lots of new games, indie games, that's a good stream for you. Okay, let's see. Is there anybody else who is a streamer that either I may not be as familiar with or wants a shout out? So let's see. Welcome in. I am the king of your stream. Do I know Oscar Owen? I do not know Oscar Owen. Let's see. And anybody who you're welcome for the shout outs. I greatly appreciate it. You guys have helped me welcome me into communities. You're just generally fun people. So thank you very much for both being here and just being cool people. So thank you. All right, and Dr. Daly's. I'm going to get ready for Dr. Daly's last trick as requested by Taladar. I believe that was a random one. So actually, this will be a good opportunity because this is one of the tricks that I want to rehearse for the magic show. Long story short, I have a magic show for my workplace that I'm putting on. It'll be my 4th magic show that I put on for my company. And yeah, I would like to practice it because it's one of the tricks that I've set aside for it. So let's go ahead and do that. It will require the 4 aces. And so normally what I would do here is I would explain the history of Dr. Daly's last trick, but I'm not going to do that in the show, but I'll go ahead and do that here. So Dr. Daly was a doctor named Dr. Jacob Daly, and the reason why this is known as his last trick is because he was a magician, but also a medical doctor that was prominent in the world of magic, hung out with some of the big names of magic, and he ended up passing away unexpectedly, and the last trick that he was seen to have been practicing was working on this trick. And the reason why it's attributed to him is because his magic friends published this trick in their next book, dedicating it to Dr. Daly. And so that's what this trick is all about. But anyway, so for the magic show, I'm going to be theming this as an observation test. So first things first, I'll tell everybody, hey, I have 4 cards. This is really an observation test. I just want you to watch and see where the ace of spades is. The other cards are the other aces. But so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. And so look, if I place the ace of spades here and I place the ace of clubs here, where is the ace of spades? Let's go ahead and put down some markers, and people in chat can basically place their guess. Where do you think the ace of spades is? Go ahead and put your number, and we'll see where it is. Okay, Keyboard Grinder says 1. All right, Panda Volta says 2. All right, so for those of you who are paying attention, it's not there at all. All right, I am the king of your stream. Well, first of all, I did tailor this as an observation test. And if you are observing and just following along, you know that Keyboard Grinder is actually going to be correct here, because I did place the ace of spades where 1 is, and number 2 is just where the club is, and 3 and 4. But that's okay. We're going to do this test one more time. We're going to do this test one more time. Okay, so look, if I go ahead and I count 1, 2, 3, 4, and once again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place the ace of spades here. And go ahead and place the ace of clubs here. Where would you say the ace of spades is? Remember, it's just an observation test. From what I can tell, everything looks exactly the same. Panda Volta says 1. Let's see, SinPro says 3. Let's see, King of Your Stream says not 1. Taladar says 4. Okay. All right, lots of different guesses. So this time, I'm pretty sure I did everything, and it appears the same. The Keyboard Grinder says, 3. If you said that the spade is here, you would be incorrect, because that is actually the ace of hearts. I mean, if you recall, I put 2 black aces over here, but really there's 2 red aces over here. And then anybody who said 4 would also be incorrect because that's where Gibson Lens is hiding with the ace of clubs. And then, of course, anybody who said 3, which I believe Synpro and the keyboard grinder, you are correct because the ace of spades is there. And that is my handling and performance of Dr. Daly's last trick as an observation test. So let's see. I believe keyboard grinder, you got 100% out of 2. Well done. Good job. You observed correctly. All right. Oh, Sin Pro, thank you for the follow. Greatly appreciate it. All the follows help, especially because I'm new, so thank you kindly. Yes, I'll observe always during Yu-Gi-Oh games and make sure no one's cheating. Yeah, that's a good deal. I actually had this theory because some people are wondering if you can do sleight of hand magic with cards in card sleeves, and I think that the short answer is yes. I've practiced with just like a regular deck of cards in cheap card sleeves, but something else that is also challenging is cards of different size. So Yu-Gi-Oh cards are slightly smaller than normal regular poker size cards, which is the size of like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, and those kinds of things. But if anybody would like to see Magic done with some differently sized cards, let me know. So feel free to request a trick. If that trick can be done with differently sized cards, I'll go ahead and do it. So I have these, which are parlor sized cards. So the regular sized cards are here, and so this is the parlor sized deck. So it's slightly bigger than that. If anybody would like me to see, would like to see some Magic done with Uno cards, I have taken out all of the cards so that there are 50. Actually, if I take out these duplicates, these are 50 unique Uno cards, so there's no duplicates here. They are the same height as a regular card, but they are slightly narrower in width. So if you're familiar with like a bridge size card, that is Uno. And then I also have a tarot deck handy, in which the tarot deck cards are gigantic. So like if I just take out one of these cards and show you, not only are they gold edged, you probably can't tell with just one, but if I grab like the whole deck, it's like gold edged, and then this card compared to a regular poker sized card is this gigantic. I did do one of these tricks last stream with the tarot deck. If anybody who is in the other streaming Twitch community knows Books, Brews, and Booze, Books, Booze, and Brews, did a trick with these for her last time. So anyway, feel free to request some tricks. The queue is empty. And if nothing else, I will request something. I should probably also prep because some of these tricks require cards that are not these cards. Some people have seen them, like if they're blank, if I need blank cards, those require something specific, i.e. blank cards. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and I'll add something random in there. Vampire card trick. Well, good thing I prepped because here's one of those tricks. Vampire card trick. All right. Okay, everybody. This is called the vampire card trick. Yes, I do have to use regular cards for these. Long story short. Okay. So, we have a pile of 4 cards. We have an ace of hearts. We have a 2 of hearts. We have a 3 of hearts. and we have a King of Spades. This King of Spades is going to represent our vampire, and the vampire will go out during the night to try and suck the blood of a particular victim. And all it takes is just a quick second, and that vampire will suck the blood of not the third victim, not the second victim, but the first victim. As you can tell, the blood is completely sucked out of this victim, not just from the front, but also from the back. That's super strange, huh? Super weird. But that's okay. Vampire is still hungry for more. And look, the second victim is there, the third victim is here, and of course our vampire will go ahead and suck the blood of the second victim. And that's all it takes, because it's very quick. I mean, have you guys seen this show True Blood? Like, some of those vampires. Some of those scenes are not safe for work. But anyway, I digress. Neither here nor there. Here's the third victim that we'll get to in a second. Here's the vampire, but now the second victim has had the blood completely sucked out of them. Not just on the front, but also on the back. I know, super weird, right? But look, now we have the third victim, and actually that's all that is necessary for the vampire to completely suck the blood out of the third victim. Super weird, right? Now, we are living in a modern society. People will notice other people have gone missing, find the bodies, or whatnot. So this vampire knows that he's got to get out of Dodge real fast. And because, people are going to be looking for him. And here's the thing. Before the morning comes, the vampire is smart enough, and we know in lore that vampires can change into bats, they can fly away. They don't have specific ties to a place, they can go to another place. And that's no different for this vampire either, because they are now gone as well. And that, my good friends, is the vampire card trick. Hey, welcome in, Aries4443. Yeah, I saw that you actually followed not too long ago. It's either like yesterday or today, right? So welcome in, Aries. Hopefully you find something that will interest you here, or you just enjoy the show. Let's see, welcome in, Mike2600. Ooh, nice one. Never seen that one before. Really good. Oh, well, Mike, welcome in. I'm glad that you've been able to find something that you've never seen before. I was super impressed, as I said, when I saw your last stream, your last magic stream. Let's see. Thank you for the claps, Keyboard Grinder. Let's see. I was about to clap, and I'm like, wait, I'm the performer. I don't have to clap for myself. I mean, I guess I could, but I just do it on camera, right? I don't have to put it in the chat. I meant to set that as performed. So yeah, not to disclose, I don't think it's any secret, but the reason why you have to do this with regular cards is because I have to have the blanks. So that's basically the reason. Okay. Let's see. Mike2600. Thank you. Hope to get on stream again soon. All right. Yeah. I mean, hey, look, if I'm a busy guy, and so I totally understand. Like, everybody has their own schedule, everybody has their own time they can and want to stream, but like, yeah, don't think that I'm trying to pressure you or anything. So, if anybody, Mike, what do you normally do on your streams? You also play video games, right? It's not just Magic. And in the interim, I'm going to set up for the next trick. Either magic or DJing. Oh, magic or music. Oh, okay, all right. Excellent. I'm not familiar with your DJing, but let's give Mike 2600. Yeah, my apologies. I guess I just made an assumption just because lots of people. Hey, Alchemmutation Studios, welcome in. All right, first things first, let's give some shout outs. So, let's see. Mike 2600. He does magic, but also does music. So, and then Alchemmutation Studios, music, and sometimes just watches YouTube videos, plays community games, all sorts of things. But Alchemmutation Studios is actually a mod for a couple of the other Twitch magicians. So shout out Alchemmutation Studios. Let's see, how's it going? It's going pretty well. I don't know how long I've been streaming, not that long, but thank you for everybody who has subscribed, tuned in to watch, made a request, and subscribed. So I'm doing a new thing. If anybody subscribes, let me know, and you get to sign a card in the deck. And actually, if at any point, let's see, there's somebody that subscribed before and we did not get a name, we did not get a card. If Tiger Lily 1551 shows up in the chat, you get to sign a card because you subscribed, and then we didn't get to sign a card. So let me know. Okay. So next we have Hellman's Aces as requested by I Am the King of Your Stream. Oh, Lily is my mod, lol. Awesome. All right, we have two aces here. Not two aces. We have two jokers here. And each of these jokers is going to be really good at finding the aces. But first, you're going to have to note that these jokers are extra powerful because one has been signed by the great Panda Volta, as you can see here. I mean, I physically did the writing, but the joker was selected by Panda Volta. So let's see. What a cool idea for your subs. I like it. Oh, well, thank you kindly. To be fair, it came up as a random spur of the moment thing when I got my third sub, I think, and I was like, okay. Awesome. So first things first, let's go ahead and grab these jokers. Now these jokers, as I said, are really good at finding aces. Because now, if you didn't notice, they grabbed an ace while you weren't looking. And there it is. Now, if you didn't see it that time, that's okay. Maybe you'll see it this time, because all it takes is a second for them to find a second ace. I know, right? Let's see, Panda says, pretty good looking joker if you ask me. Well, I'm gonna let you know. Totally good looking joker. Now, let's see, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and, instead of putting them face down, because I know that's super secret, if I go ahead, instead of initially placing them, leaving them face up, we're gonna turn them face down. Wow, I have to work on my patter right there. That's really exciting. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this over. And all I have to do is snap my fingers because they're face down now. When they started face up, the aces would be face down. But look, there is now an ace that's face up in between them. I know, right? Super weird. But look, I'm going to go ahead and place them face down. But all I have to do is turn the deck face down and snap. And believe it or not, now that card is going to be an ace, and it is face down in between. I probably should also show you what this card is, just to make sure it is an ace. Sorry. But that is how the jokers find the four aces. And that is my handling and performance of Hellman's Aces by Paul Gordon. Now you're probably wondering why it's called Hellman's Aces. If anybody is familiar with Hellman's mayonnaise, that's exactly the reason why this is called Hellman's Aces. So basically, in the grand scheme of tricks and trick families, when you have cards that put cards in between them, that's called a sandwich trick. So in this case, it's a sandwich trick for four aces. And in this case, you know, when you make a trick, you get to name it whatever. So there was probably like, you know, mayonnaise or something. There's also like a trick that is similar to this called Pass the Mustard. And so he's kind of trying to stay within the family of naming tricks like that. All right, let's see. What did I miss in chat? Let's see. Craig says, it's been branded, lol. Yeah, That's awesome. Every card becomes a shout. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Every card becomes a shout out. It's not also just a shout out, but like anybody who subscribes now, I believe, might get the first. I don't know if I've gotten 10 subscribers yet, so I think that's the number of people that will become founders and get that founder badge. So we still have, I don't know how many left, but I haven't been counting. Let's see. Using Hellman's, love it. Thank you for the claps, Alchemmutation Studios, and for the emote Panda Volta. Hold on, wait. Let me see if I can emulate that. Is that accurate? I don't know. I really like that you share the name of the creator and the history of the trick, dude. Oh yeah, the thing about 10 out of 10. Thanks, Panda. Let's see. Alchemmutation Studios. I really like that you share the name of the creator and the history of the trick. Yeah, so a lot of people don't know the names of tricks. That's number one. And number two, that made it a nightmare for me trying to learn tricks. And to be fair, a lot of other magicians who learn tricks as well. It's very tough for them to find out, oh, what's the name of that trick? And no magicians have told me, no, don't do that. So I don't have such a stigma. I'm not connected because I'm so new into magic. But the people who created these tricks are like brilliant people, and a lot of the names on this list you probably have not heard of before, as far as magicians are concerned. And so I kind of want to bring to the forefront like both like the history behind some of these tricks, the names of some of the tricks, the people behind these tricks. Like they deserve to be recognized, and but nobody knows them except for magicians. So that's kind of the thing. All right. Cool. Yeah, credit where credit is. I almost read that as credit where credit is dual, but it's just due with an exclamation point. Yeah. All right. Let's see. For lack of another request, there is another trick that I would like to perform. Because it is also going to be in my magic show that I'm doing later in the week for my company. It is a private magic show, but I might be able to recreate parts of it here. And I do have to find 4 of the same. Let's find jacks. Now, the reason why I want to rehearse this, now I've been doing this trick for a long time. I know this trick in and out, but I'm re-theming it for my office workplace. Alchemmutation says, as a newly reformed magician cosplayer, it's cool to learn things I geek out about. Awesome. Yeah, I have been obsessed with sleight of hand magic for 3 years, since 2019, and so it's nice to have an outlet where I can just share it. It's tougher to share this kind of stuff in like a YouTube video, and it's also sometimes looked down upon, I guess, in some magic circles to share stuff like this. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to do what I want to do. And since nobody's yelling at me yet, I feel fine. Okay, so this is traditionally called the 4 burglars. And the theming of this is that these 4 jacks are bandits and they're going to try and rob this bank. But I'm actually planning on retheming this for I work at a tech company basically, and I'm going to try and retheme it to be working as part of a team, a software engineering team, if you will. So first things first, we've got the 4 jacks, and we're going to go ahead and introduce them to you. So this, it may look like the Jack of Hearts, but this is actually our product manager. And this may look like the Jack of Clubs, but this is actually the software engineer. And this is the Jack of Diamonds. And I've already messed this up, so hold on. I'm going to start over, and seeing as nobody has seen anything, we're just going to reset. Shh. And if you have any sort of suspicions, that's okay. You can suspicion all you would like. Doesn't really matter. This whole retheming it is messing me up a little bit, so this is good. I'm getting this practice in at the moment. Okay, all right. Here we go. as I said before, this is normally known as the Four Burglars, but this is going to be a software team. Yeah. Oh, Mulligan. Oh, thanks. We're gonna keep the counter going. Yes. Start over. Do over from the top. Whatever you want to call it. Okay. Once again, let's go ahead and introduce our software engineering team. This is the product person. This is our software engineer. May look like the jack of clubs. And this is our product designer. And so that's the jack of diamonds. And then, of course, we have our manager. So the manager is basically the person who's going to be looking out for the completion of all the projects. And everybody else is going to be working on all of the projects in their respective expertise. So we'll have the product person go work on product development. We'll have the software engineer do some coding, both front end and back end. Then we'll have the designer probably doing front end as well. And they're going to go and work on their separate parts of the stack. If anybody understands that, you're also in technology. Thank you. And the manager is going to be right on top and making sure that they can hit whatever deadline they have to hit, whether it's the end of a sprint, whether it's a hard deadline with a particular company or a client. But as the end approaches, managers like, hey, everybody, we've got to get this together. And what's going to happen is that they're going to meet up. Normally they meet up every day for a stand-up meeting, but this will be the end, and this is going to be the product demos. So the manager and the designer and the software engineer and of course the product person will all meet in a room and be able to demo the project successfully. And as you can see, these are the only specific people on this team. There's no other jacks in here. There may be other teams that are very similar to them, but there's no other jacks in there. So and that is my handling and performance of the Four Burglars rethemed as a software engineering team. Let's see here. Oh, nice addition. Or you play Magic. Okay. Yes, thanks. I've had Mulligan for a few streams now. I believe I got the idea because Seven Senshi did From the Top on hers. I think she got it from somewhere else too, but I know it from her stream. She's a flautist, so if anybody wants to hear flute, I might as well give the shout out now. Seven Senshi. Yeah, anime music, VGM, on flute. So, let's see. We're playing Magic. Yes, I also play Magic the Gathering. I haven't played Magic the Gathering for a long time, but I like it. I enjoy it. I actually have Magic cards over here. There's actually a redeem, I believe, that I now have, where you can redeem me performing a magic trick with Magic cards. And if you don't want to redeem for it, I have 7 YouTube videos up where I do magic with Magic cards. Let's see. Alchemmutation Studios, please. Oh, okay. Please specify a trick. Nope, yeah, look at the list. Let's see. Panda Volta says, I'm a product manager, so I feel this trick. Lol. Well, I'm glad that you feel this trick. Yeah, my audience is going to be basically people like us that work in software, so you know all about it. Jack, let's see, Alchemmutation Studio says, Jack and Ben also made me want to learn how to solve a cube. Lol. Well, you know what? I know how to solve a Rubik's Cube. And so, oh, and that is what you have requested. There we go. Thank you for the claps. Fanda Volta, Rob Kovacs, Alchemmutation Studios. Let's welcome in Rob Kovacs. If anybody doesn't know, Rob Kovacs, pianist, composer, player, both game and piano. I don't know if he has video game streams, but he loves video game music. So the last couple of events that he's gone to are video game related music. But if anybody wants to go to a fun stream, and actually a handful of people in chat now, I know because of Rob Kovacs' stream. So He is a fun streamer. Rob Kovacs. I think my favorite thing that he does is during hype trains. Basically, we just get on in Rob Kovacs stream. We basically get to throw anything into the chat, and then he tries to play as much as he can. But if you also just like video game music, awesome. Let's see. Hey, just landed and gonna drive home. Glad I got to see a trick. Well, thanks for coming in just for a minute to see a trick, Rob. Totally appreciate it. I don't know about you, but I'm stressed out sometimes with like travel and hearing about like airline delays and like people losing luggage and stuff. I am both impressed and that you are like, I'm gonna log into Twitch. I'm gonna go watch somebody. So thank you kindly for tuning in. Let's see. Gibson says, Rob's back. I mean, Magic the Gathering also used the concept of a stack. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Gibson Lens is correct. We do have the stack in Magic, which, if anybody cares, Magic the Gathering, when you cast spells that are supposed to be cast at any time, there's an orderly way for you to organize them, and it's called the stack. And that's, yeah. Anyway, I've been playing MTG Arena for about a month, and I love it. Gonna check those out. Yeah, let me know if you need me to link to those. Let's see. Oh, Rob has streamed games in the past. Let's see here. I'd like to stream some games again. Oh, yeah, that's fun. Checking the gaff meter. Welcome in. I don't know if you came in earlier, but if I missed anything, I'm sorry. Iron for Feeder. Welcome in. And C1NRB, welcome in. Ever use bridge cards instead of poker sized? Well, you just missed my little thing where I was describing how I was performing tricks with differently sized cards. So if you want to see any tricks that can be done with differently sized cards, let me know, because I have a bunch of cards that are differently sized. I have a parlor sized, which is slightly bigger than regular cards. I have a tarot deck in which the cards are gigantic compared to a regular. I have Uno cards, which are probably the equivalent of the size of bridge. So they're about the same height. They're slightly short, just slightly shorter, but then they're drastically narrower on the width. But yeah, I'm not shy to perform tricks with differently sized cards. That is a thing I'm okay with. All right, anyway, we have a request for me to solve a Rubik's Cube. So let's first go ahead and swap to the screen. Chris M.E. just subscribed. Chris, thank you for the subscription, number one. Number two, for subscribers, I'm doing something new here, and what we have, I would like to have you sign a card out of this deck. So what card would you like me to put Chris M.E. on? There's maybe about 4 or 5 cards that have been signed. Like these two have been signed by Panda Volta and Gibson Lens. But if there's another card you would like to sign, let me know. I'll write Chris M.E. on that card. In the interim, I have my cheapo Rubik's Cube here, and thank you for the request, Alchemmutation Studios. I assume you would like me to explain my thought process as I go through this, because you said you're interested in learning how to solve it. I only know one way to solve it. That is the beginner's method, which is probably the method that everybody who knows how to solve one starts off with and knows if... yes, if you don't mind. I don't mind. Let's see. So yeah. Hey Chris. Good to see you. Good to see you too. Let's see. That's the same way I do now. Okay. All right. Okay, all right. Let's see. Would you agree that this is sufficiently scrambled? So normally, it's pretty much unavoidable to get like certain colors that are next to each other. The thing is, if there's no colors touching each other, that's probably not fully randomized, because there's probably some pattern that you to do to undo. But anyway, I'm going to assume that that's correct. All right, Chris M, you get to me with a playing card you would like me to sign for you. And I'm going to be solving this in progress. All right, so I like to start with white because that's what the instructions initially taught, but I'm going to do the cross. In order to get this correctly solved, you don't just have to get the white plus sign, but the edge piece corresponding color has to also match the center on the other side. The center colors don't move in relation to all of the other ones. So like this white square in the center will always be opposite this yellow square in the center. And I know yellow and white kind of look alike, but anyway. So first I'm going to get this plus sign. All right, cool. So let me just do that really quick. Got one, got two. Nope, I lied. I only got one. Got two, got three, and then okay, got four. So now I have the plus sign, and the edges all match with their center color. Okay, now I'm going to get the corners. So all three colors have to match basically their centers. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, got one, got two, got three, got four. So now the top layer, so we call the entire piece on this 3x3 chunk that's on the top, we call that the top layer. So we have this layer complete. Okay, now the second layer, which is the middle layer, we have to try and get these edge pieces that are here to match the two centers that are here. I have kind of like a shortcut way to do it for the first three, and then I have to remember the algorithm for the last one, but at this point I do know the algorithm. So all right, so I'm going to go ahead and do one edge. Going to do two edge. Going to do three edge. And now, as I said, I did the three edges pretty quick, but now this is the one that I have to actually do the algorithm on. So up, down, left, right, boom, boom, boom. Okay, and now the second layer is complete, if you can't tell. Okay, and now for the third and bottom layer, I look at the bottom shape and for this color, and depending on what shape appears here, will determine what algorithm I do. Sometimes you might just see a single L, sometimes you might see just a line, sometimes you might just see the center. Right now I see the fish, so that means I've been able to skip a bunch of steps, so I actually don't have to do a couple of algorithms. So I got lucky here. And I'm just going to do, I might have to do this algorithm up to 3 times, but that should get all of these to be yellow, but the edges will not be correct. Unless I also get lucky. All right, I got lucky, I only had to do it once, and now these are all yellow, but it's not solved because these are not the correct color. Now I'm going to find the two that have the correct colors in the right spot. If there aren't two, then you have to do an algorithm to swap corners. I got lucky here, and not only do these match, this also matches, so chances are that might be okay as well. So now I have to swap these two corners. So I'm going to go ahead and do the algorithm to swap those two corners. And this one is mostly just muscle memory. So, and you'll be able to tell that now the only thing that is off center is the edges that are on the third layer, and it's all 4 of them. So I will have to do this last algorithm twice to rotate these. Once we'll get one into the right place, and then the last one will get the other 3 rotated in the correct way. So here is one cycle. I almost messed that up. Okay, so I got this one into place, and now these last 3 I just have to do that algorithm again to rotate clockwise to get them into the correct position. And now we are solved. Obviously not as fast as I could do it, but I was explaining throughout the entire time. So agree true random doesn't seem that random, oddly. Oh, this is a much different method from what I know. Oh yeah. So I learned from a I guess an old. So one of my favorite what appears to be random, but the reason why I say this is actually a state in which like no colors will touch each other adjacently, but this is actually not random. So like we could actually just solve this like so, and it is now undone. So what may appear to be more random is not actually that random. All right, and that is just me solving a Rubik's Cube, but explaining all the things. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hey, welcome in, bass clarinets. Let's give bass clarinets a shout out. Bass clarinets. Musician, also plays video games, so welcome in. Admittedly, bass clarinets, I've kind of just lurked on your stream for like a little bit at a time, but haven't really hung out. So, but seems cool. I was looking for music streams, and I oftentimes see video game streams, and that's kind of like when I'm usually looking. So, but anyway, I think I've seen you play like Animal Crossing. Yeah, music streams are very elusive. Yeah. So thank you. Welcome in. Anybody who is from bass clarinets doesn't know who I am. Hi, my name is Nam. I am also known as Crazy Asian on Twitch. I am a sleight of hand card magician, so I'm mostly doing card tricks. And I've also co-opted a streamer song list and to lets people request tricks if they would like. If you would like to see my trick list, you can type in !TL. If you want to request something but you don't know what to request, you can just type in !random, because as we discussed earlier, not many people know what the names of tricks are. And so that's one of the things I'm also trying to educate people who are watching if they get to see anything. That maybe if they see the same trick enough times associated with the name, they'll be like, I know what that trick's called. So, all right, let me catch up on chat for a minute here. Let's see, Alchemmutation said, I love the algorithms involved with the magic and how they play out both in the gathering and the performance of tricks. Yes, there's a lot of algorithms to remember in certain tricks, and like there's certain techniques that you learn that will allow you to learn how to, solve a cube faster. But once you know them, they're basically intrinsic, like you already have them. And so like I've gotten a lot of the same things for sleight of hand magic. I know a lot of the techniques. So this is how I'm able to like reverse engineer a bunch of card trick performances. So I've been able to save myself money by not paying to learn how to do the trick, because I just have to see the performance and I can reverse engineer it or get something close. And to be fair, that's good enough for most of the time. Let's see. Bass clarinets just subscribed. Bass clarinets, thank you for the subscription. Greatly appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, Chris M. Yee, did you come up with a card that you wanted me to sign for you? If yes, let me know. If not, feel free to let me know what card you'd like me to sign for you. Bass clarinets, I'm doing something new for subscribers. You get to have a card signed. So go ahead and name a card, and I'll go ahead and write bass clarinets right on it for you. If you want one that's like by yourself, there's only like 5 of these are signed already. So I think I see a couple here. But for the most part, a large majority of the deck is available. So let me know if there's a card you want me to sign for you. Alchemmutation Studio says, this is a much different method from what I know. Well, my apologies, but I do have, if you're familiar with looking at the syntax for how to rotate parts of a cube, let me know, because I can send you the instructions that I have. Let's see. Hell yeah. All right. So, yeah, welcome in AJ Robo. Welcome in Jazzy G Sussex. All right, King of Hearts for bass clarinets. I think that should be available. King of Hearts. All right, bass clarinets. There we go. Yeah, should I have picked one from earlier? Yeah, I mean, if you want to pick one now, Chris, that's fine. You can. I mean, it doesn't have. I mean, you can name one, and if somebody else has already signed it, we can grab a different one. All right, and 2 of spades for Chris M.E. All right, perfect. All right, so bass clarinets. I'm going to go ahead and write bass on one side and clarinets on the other. Hopefully that's okay. Oh, and I am so sorry. I think I've forgotten to shout out Chris M.E. as well. So, Chris M.E., variety streamer, plays games, usually like Fall Guys on Mondays, and then also has a show, the Clip M.E. show, every other Saturday. So, hey, welcome in, Tiggs. Hello. How's it going? And then for Chris M.E., 2 of spades. Yes. Here we go. Oh man, don't mess this up. Chris. I'm gonna stagger your name. That's gonna be M Ye. All right, we've got 2 new subscribers. Thank you for the subscriptions. We've got bass clarinets and Chris M Ye. Thank you kindly for the subscriptions, everybody. Totally appreciate it. Okay, and we have the 3 travelers as requested by checking the gaff meter. All right, let's go ahead and let me just move to the talking for a second. Chris M.E. has gifted a sub. Thank you for the gift sub, Chris M.E. to Tig's Voice. Thank you kindly. Tiggs, I'm kind of a new streamer. I don't have that many emotes, but hopefully you're okay with the few that I have there. I have My Face as Glorious, and then High on cards, and then Love for cards, and then the other 2 were kind of generic from Twitch. So, but ad-free viewing. And if you would like to request a trick, you can type in !TL for the trick list. I suppose if you don't know what tricks are, you can type in !random, and they'll randomly put a trick into the trick list for you. Okay. All right. So this is the trick known as the 3 travelers. Okay, first things first. We have 3 cards, and there's ace, 2, and 3, basically for the very reason that we're just going to need to know which one's the first one, the second one, and the third one. So I'm just trying to think to make sure that I have this correct. Okay. So we have the 3. Let me go ahead and place the 3 here. And then we have the 2. Let me go ahead and place the 2. That's the Chris M.E. just subscribed to. And we have the ace. I'm going to place the ace here. Now, the 3 travelers are really great at traveling. So let me go ahead and I'm going to grab the ace and place it on the bottom. But when I do that, you can think of this as an elevator. So what I'm going to do is press the up button. From your perspective, this is the up and that's the down button. Press up. Sorry, ding. If you don't say ding, the elevator doesn't work. And if I show you, the ace is actually hopped up to the top. Now if I go ahead and I grab the 2 and place that here, and I can go ahead and press the down button, ding. If you don't say ding, the elevator doesn't work. That's actually going to have the 2 go all the way down to the bottom of the elevator. There's our Chris M.E. 2 of spades right there. And then finally, what we can do is, before we do that, let me go ahead and split the deck up into 2 piles. And this is actually new uncharted territory. So look, we have just some cards that are there. We've got some cards that are here. And we've got some cards that are here and some cards that are here. But we're going to go ahead and place the 3 here. Is that correct? That's not correct. All right, guys, you get to see this again because what we're going to do is Mulligan. Ah! Alright, good thing we are doing this. Okay, cool. I didn't give away any magic secrets just now. Alright. So when I get to the third phase, it's going to be a teleporter, and the teleporter is always super finicky, so... Okay, starting over. Here we go. 3 travelers. What we have here, the 3, the 2, and the ace. What we are going to do is go ahead and place the 3 right here. We're going to go ahead and place the 2 right here. Chris MU2. The ace on the top. I'm going to go ahead and put the ace on the bottom, but then press the elevator button. Ding! Ace comes up to the top. Excellent. I'm going to go ahead and place the 2. Place on the top. Press the elevator down. Ding! 2 goes to the bottom. And now for the 3, what we're going to do is, this is going to be a teleporter. And this is why, because it's future technology. I'm used to elevators, but teleporters don't really exist yet. And so, look, if I show you, nothing weird there, nothing weird here. I'm going to go ahead and place the 3 on top of this pile. Now, because it's a teleporter, you activate it differently. You're going to have to go ahead and press both buttons. When I press both buttons, that's actually going to move the 3 from here to there. Because if I show you, there's no 3 there. But if I show you this, the 3 has jumped from this pile to this pile. And that is my corrected version of the 3 travelers. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Sorry I had to start that one over. I was actually doing well, and I think I might have been able to salvage the first performance, but like I didn't want to like have it be kind of like slightly subpar. And I'm like, I saved it at the end. And it's like, no, I'm gonna do this. And then the second one was it was fine. So, thank you for the claps, Gibson Lens, Tig's voice. Thank you kindly. All right. Let's see. We have Trading Kings as requested by Tig's voice. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to do Trading Kings. As requested by Tig's voice. Oh, by the way, while we're here, let me, so rude of me, I'm sorry. Let's shout out Tig's voice. Singer, also plays video games on stream. Also hangs out with the Rob Kovacs crew. So if you think we're a fun bunch, Tig's voice, also in the Rob Kovacs crew. All right, first things first. Tig, since I'm performing this trick upon your request, feel free to think of a card suit. Don't tell me what it is yet. We'll do that as course of the trick. But, you know, so you can think of either spade, club, heart, diamond. I'll actually need you to think of 2, one black and one red. And then once you have those, just hold them in your mind. I will ask you for them in chat in a moment. All right, so this is Trading Kings. Got it, won't say anything. All right, great. Okay, so first things first. We have 2 piles, and they are from different decks because this is a red pile and this is a blue pile. We have 4 cards, and through no surprise of the name of the trick, they are all kings. Okay, so now they are in full view. I will not move them at all from the camera view. But Tiggs, I had you think of 2 suits, one red, one black. Go ahead and tell me which ones they are now in the chat. And in the interim, I will go ahead and take a swig of water. Red heart and black diamond. Okay, I don't know if that is going to be necessary, or I can do red heart, but the black suits are either spade or club, so I'm going to need one of those. Okay, black club. Okay, all right, excellent. So red heart and black club. All right, here's where the magic is going to happen. I'm going to snap my fingers over both piles, and what I've done is I've just flipped over one of each of those in these piles. So here we flipped over the red heart, because look, if I just spread, there's actually one king that is now face up. It's the red heart. But now the other one you said is the black club, and if I spread these, it is also the black club. Now Tiggs and I didn't arrange anything. If anybody's thinking that, that's totally not arranged. But wait, there's more. If anybody's familiar with 90s infomercials and Ron Popeil, wait, there's more. Maybe I lied to you because I did say they were all kings, but actually they are not all kings. Because if I show you, would you believe that not only that, I actually swapped them in each other's places. So like this is the blue pile, right? Would you be impressed if this king of clubs was actually the blue-backed king of clubs, and this is the red-backed king of hearts? So if you don't believe me, all right. SinRB says, what? Checking the gaff meter says, stop it. I'd be impressed. Okay, okay. Because watch, look. This is actually the blue-backed, and this is actually the red-backed card. I know, right? Ack, says checking the gaff meter. All right, wait. But there's one more thing. There's one more thing. Would you believe that that is all that you could have chosen? Because I may have lied to you earlier again, because maybe they weren't all kings. See, that was all that could be selected, because if I show you these cards, the rest of these cards are actually blank. And these cards, they were blank once, but they now say, hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, so call me maybe. And that is my handling and performance of Trading Kings, requested by Tig's Voice, with a call me maybe kicker ending. And I know some of you guys have seen this before, so hopefully this was a surprise. For those of you guys who are missing out on the joke, Chris M.Ye has a clip show. He has a call me maybe segment. So anybody who tries to put call me maybe into a song, usually from his musicians, he features those. And then since I started doing magic, he puts me, I think, in a different section, the crack section. Basically not music, but here we are. So call me maybe. There we go. And if anybody's wondering about those call me maybe emotes, those are Chris M.Ye's call me maybe emotes. So all right, first things first, welcome in Books, Brews, and Booze. Here, but also modding a channel, so half here. That's okay, Books. You do what you need to do, but if you would like to enjoy, feel free. You're welcome to be here. I appreciate your presence, so thank you kindly. Let's see. How am I supposed to sleep tonight after that? I'm sorry, C1NRB. Don't lose any sleep. I do want to emphasize, I've never signed any deals with the devil. There's no black magic or true sorcery. It is sleight of hand card magic. So I am performing sleight of hand. So don't lose any sleep. Let's see. Checking the gaff meter. You wizard! Takes voice. Oh my god! And thank you so much, everybody, for the claps, applause, and the call me maybe emotes. I know so many of us have them here. So let's see. Magically sleep? Yes, if you can somehow magically sleep, that would be amazing. Yeah, I'm singing it for you right now. Awesome. Woo! Thanks for the claps, Gibson Lens, Chris M. Yee, Panda Volta, Tiggs, checking the gaff meter. That's exactly what the devil would tell you to say, though. I mean, Panda's not wrong. So now it's a social deduction game. Do you believe that I am telling the truth or that I am sus and I'm the imposter? That's a good question. All right. Thank you for the request, Tig's voice. Hopefully that was fun. Yeah, ever since I wrote on some cards to do some Call Me Maybe kicker innings, I'm like, where can I fit them? Where would be most appropriate? This was a really good time for it. So, all right. I have to apologize to bass clarinets a little bit. And bass clarinets, I'm sorry if you are no longer here. I probably should have bumped up your request. My mistake. I apologize. So, but we're gonna do it now. And if you don't see it, that's okay. I'm still doing it, and maybe I'll clip it or highlight it. That way, it is all good. Sorry, I knew it the streaming thing. I don't Also, I don't have any mods, even though there's like a ton of people who are mods for other channels. Actually, I kind of wanted to ask. There are a lot of mods here. When is the most appropriate time for me to get a mod? Is it when I just find somebody that I trust and can do stuff? And I mean, if I already have a couple of people that I do trust and could be mods, like, should I ask them to be mods? Like, the one thing is I don't ever want to impose on anybody to be like, oh, you're kind of like working, but like, I don't want to ask them anything. I want them to still be able to enjoy my stream, kind of thing. So, or if I just have like a few people as mods, then like maybe nobody has to do that much. And honestly, like everything's been fine. Like the only thing I really care about is like catching bots or like really bad, annoying users in the chat, basically. So. What I did is make a ton of mods of friends of mine so it can be a rotating roster so nobody's obligated to go. Okay. Well, thank you for the advice there because I've kind of been wondering about that. And I'm like, I don't know when the right time to have a mod is, but All right. Maybe I'll have to send some messages to some people. Okay. Next trick we have is Bluff Ace Assembly. And what we are going to be doing is an ace assembly trick. So, if those of you who are unaware, ace assemblies are tricks in which we have all these aces separated and we try and collect them all together. So here's the ace of diamonds, ace of clubs, ace of hearts, and ace of spades. And the thing with this is that if we go ahead and place all these aces out like so, now we're going to try and get all these to come down here. But we're going to do that under the guise of covering of some other cards. So we're going to go ahead and place 3 other cards on top of each one of these piles. Okay, first things first, I'm going to go ahead and pull out the horns again because the horns are so powerful. Now, I'm going to go ahead and touch these 2 piles right here. Would you now believe that through some mystical power, the ace has traveled up this finger through my knuckles and then down my pinky into this pile? Because if I go ahead and I show you the cards in this pile, none of them are aces. And actually, we knew that the ace of spades was here, but there's actually another ace. Ace of diamonds. That's okay. If you didn't believe me, we're going to do it again. Watch. Horns. Touch these 2 piles. goes up the pinky and down the index finger. I'll let you know that the thing that determines the the direction of the ace current is actually everything goes towards the ace of spades, because the ace of spades has a gigantic pip. It's so much more powerful than all of the other aces. So if I show you now, there's no aces here. And there's actually another ace, the ace of clubs. And now finally, the horns for the last pile. And that was super quick, because most of the aces in this pile, so just needs to pull one over. But look, we have the ace of hearts, the ace of clubs, the ace of diamonds, and the ace of spades. Now all here. Now you might suspect some sleight of hand happening, and you would be correct, because I'm a sleight of hand card magician. But look, let me try and do something in real time so that you can kind of see it. So look, if I take the ace of spades and I stick it into this pile, like so. And if you were here, I could have you place your hand on that pile just to make sure that I couldn't get to it. I'll go ahead and I'm going to place my computer mouse right on top. And we have the three other aces here. But, you know, like a magnet. So now I have three aces here, and the ace of spades will be drawn to this because, you know, I have more powerful magic here. So all I have to do is tap your hand, 1, 2, 3, and I don't know if you saw, but now there's 4 aces in my hand. There's the hearts, there's the clubs, there's the diamond, but the ace of spades has hopped through your hand. I'm quoting your hand because it's obviously a computer mouse. But you can now remove your hand and you can fully inspect these cards, and there's actually no aces here. They are all there. And that is my handling and performance of a trick called Bluff Ace Assembly. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And also, respect the horns. Let's see, checking the gaff meter. I would not. Don't you say it. This is how I envisioned you saying that. Don't you say it. C1NRB. Well done. Panda Volta, thank you for the claps. Gibson Lens, thank you for the claps. Checking the gaff meter. What is that? That is touchdown. Hey, thanks. Fenwig. I don't know if you've been here, but welcome in if you haven't been here. Yes, the horns. Excellent. Horns are. Yes. Anyway, thank you for the raid and thank you for the request. Bass clarinets. My apologies for not bumping that up, but I'll go ahead and highlight this so you can watch it later. Alright guys, the queue is empty. If anybody would like to request something, feel free. First I'm going to take a swig, and then I'm going to tell you about my last few days. I have had the weirdest, most frustrating last few days. I went to order a food delivery order, and there were shenanigans surrounding it. So the restaurant that I ordered from, probably through no fault of their own, they have like DoorDash to deliver for them, but it wasn't a DoorDash thing, and then like the DoorDash didn't come during the window, so I went to go pick it up. It was, anyway, that was weird. But then I had trouble starting my car, and then the next day I couldn't start my car, so I had to jump start my car for the first time in actually since getting the car, because the car is not that old. It's from 2019, but because I haven't driven it that much at all in the past really 2 years, and especially the last few weeks because I've been sick. I feel a lot better today. Last week's stream I was extremely sick, but I streamed anyway. And then I had to end up leaving anyway. But that was last week. And then my phone, I had this crack on the back glass cover of my Pixel 3 XL, and I went to do the repair myself. Like I purchased like a back cover for like $12, and then I went to go replace it. And when I replaced it, it didn't fix the problem that I thought it was going to fix, because it cracked originally. Probably now in retrospect, being able to open the back of the phone and inspecting it, it had a bulging battery, and so the back cover would not stay enclosed. And for those of you who are not aware, lithium ion batteries that are bulging are considered dangerous. You should not be using them because there might be some defect or just aging through the parts or something in which gas gets released inside of the battery, and that's what causes the bulging. So at any point, the phone could, light ablaze, explode, melt, all sorts of dangerous things. Or it could continue to operate as it has for a while. But yeah, that's not something you want to deal with. So I'm like, so I wanted to get the Pixel 7, which doesn't come out for a couple months. And then I was like, I don't know if I can deal with this for a couple months. Like, I also use my phone for work. So it's like, even though it's my personal phone, but like there's verification codes and things. And it's just like, So I'm like, all right, let me go get the repair. I make an appointment with the place to go get the repair. And they're like, oh, yeah, if you come in today, we'll give you a discount. Great. I'm going to come in right now. I go there right now. But the lady on the phone who was taking my thing, she was like, oh, yeah, they'll be able to do it in less than an hour. I'm like, great. I get there. They don't have the parts for my repair, i.e., they don't have the battery. I also accidentally tore my fingerprint scanner while I was attempting my repair. So that was they didn't have parts for that either, and I'm like, why did you let me make an appointment and waste my time coming to this place? And they were like, oh, there's 2 other locations that you can go to, and I'm like, for the cost of what it appears to be for this battery, I'm like, and now I have to drive to a second place. This is not worth waiting, trying to eke out a couple more months to get the Pixel 7. I'm like, screw it, I'm just gonna get the Pixel 6. So I went to buy a new phone. So I got a new phone. I now have a Pixel 6. But anyway, that was a lot more stress than I'd wanted to have in 2 days. So anyway, my apologies for ranting. But anybody who is still listening, thank you, and I apologize. Your reward, I'm going to throw a magic trick in the queue, and I'm going to do it. So neither here nor there. But if nothing else, hopefully you learn a dangerous situation with your phone. And actually, it doesn't just have to happen with phones. Like anything that has a lithium-ion battery. So like laptops are also a good candidate for this battery bulging thing. So be careful. Yeah. C1NRB says, planned obsolescence, corporate magic. Yes. Yep. I don't doubt it. I mean, to be fair, I am like 3 generations of phone back, or I was until I got my new one. Let's check the gap meter. I finally got a phone that was doing that out of my house last month. It was a big stressor. Yeah, yeah. It's kind of strange because like I wouldn't think that like I would be stressed if something happened to my phone, but I've already determined that like if I had a fire in my house, the thing I would grab if I didn't have it on me already was my phone. And not because I necessarily value my phone, but it's probably the thing that would allow me to get back to normal fastest after like dealing with the fire and insurance and police and fire department and all that. Yeah. So I don't know, but I guess that's a segue into a question. If anybody has ever thought about this, what is the thing that you would grab out of your house? Obviously, all of your loved ones, so like, people and pets, assume that they are gotten, but like, what is the object that you would grab first? Let's see. It was a good rant. Glorious. Oh, thanks, Gibson. Yeah. Let's see. I've had that happen with a laptop before. Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. That would suck if it was actually on a laptop and it was actually on your lap and then any of the horrific things happen. So I know a lot of people will put their laptops like on the floor or on the desk or table or something. So in that case, it might not be as catastrophic, but like, God forbid it was on your lap. That'd be super awkward if the thing was on fire. Was your phone then? Oh yeah. Yeah, I was thinking like a funny comic would be, I'm holding my phone. Look, it's lit on fire, and you're still talking on it. Like, oh, I have to hang up. My phone's on fire. That'd be hilarious. I mean, as a comic, not in real life, of course. That'd be terrifying. But what if the phone started the fire? What if then that same phone started playing the song "We Didn't Start the Fire"? Ironic and hilarious. Okay, this is going to be called Ultimate 3-Card Monty. Okay, this requires 3 cards. We have 3 of diamonds, 2 of diamonds, ace of clubs. Now, here's the thing. We're going to be doing something, and actually, I don't know why I'm shuffling. I don't have to shuffle. Because we're going to have some cards placed here. So look, if I go ahead and I place, now the name of the game is follow the ace of clubs. Okay. So look, if I place the ace of clubs there, in the middle, you're going to follow the ace of clubs. If I go ahead and place the 2 here, and the 3 here. Let's label these positions. I'm going to make 2 swaps, and you guys tell me where you think the ace of spades is. 1, 2. 2 swaps. All right, where do you guys think the ace of spades is? And anybody can play, or everybody can play. Doesn't matter. I'm actually thinking about also getting, so another magician uses Scrabble letters as well. I had these, but let's see. I wasn't paying attention, but I'm still here. Okay. That's okay. No worries. Thanks for being here. Totally appreciate it. Even for anybody who's lurking, thanks for lurking. Okay. A lot of people would guess that the ace of spades is under the number 1. Or sorry, not the ace of spades, ace of clubs. The ace, the black ace, the 1 ace. That's where a lot of people say. Checking the gaff meter says that. But if that's where you say it is, it's not where it is, because that's where the 2 is. And if you thought so where the 2 is, that's actually the 3. And so the ace is actually over here under the 3. I know, super weird, right? Now, we can go ahead and, once again, I don't know why I'm shuffling. I don't need to shuffle. Okay, let's do that one more time. I'm going to go ahead and place the ace in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and place the 2 over here and the 3 over here. I'm going to make 2 swaps again. And here are those 2 swaps. 1 and 2. All right. Where would you say the ace is? Okay, I'm watching this time. All right, checking the gaff meter. I think a lot of people would say, got it? Okay, checking the gaff meter. Where do you think it would be? 1, 2, or 3? Looking for the ace. Clearly, it's at 2. All right, well, that's where it should be. And all I did was swap and then swap back. And there's a lot of laughs here when I do this. But believe it or not, that's actually the 2. And some people get snarky and they think it's over here. But no, it's actually the 3. And then finally, we have what should be the ace. Now, that might be too difficult because there's 3 cards here, and you only have 2 eyes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these cards out of play. But you swap 2 times. I know. Isn't that weird? And this is why you don't play 3-card Monty with anybody in the street. I'm going to go ahead and just leave out a card. Let's go ahead and take this 2 and put it aside. That one out of play. And I'm going to go ahead and place the ace here and the 3 here. And I'm going to go ahead and make a swap. 1. What do you think the ace is? I think a lot of people would say it's here. Pressure is on. Yep, barometric. So it really doesn't matter because a lot of people might initially think it was at 1, and but I swapped it, so you know that that's not the case. The 3 is there. Other people would think that it's at here, the 2, but it's actually not here because the ace is over here. And this is why you don't play 3-card Monty with anybody on the street. And that, my friends, is ultimate 3-card Monty. Let's see, Chris M. Yee, the pressure is on. Pandavolta says 2. My sympathies. Checking gaff meter. Oh shit, I looked away again! It's okay. Even if you were staring the whole time, I think it might have been. The fact that you looked away might have given you a chance. You'd be like, oh, maybe it's this other one. Chris M. says, off to the side. I got it! Yeah, good job, Chris. Well, call me maybe. Good grifting. Thank you, Chris M. for the emotes. Skips and Lens for the clap. Thanks for participating, checking the gaff meter. All right, and now, checking the gaff meter, it is now your request, I believe, for 8-card Brainwave. And we have a gift sub. Chris M. Yee, thank you for the gift sub. Greatly appreciate it. Oh, man. To checking the gaff meter. Thank you very much. Wow. I don't know if there's a trick I can do for you, Chris. Feel free to request something. I don't have anything for, like, you know, I do sleight of hand magic. I'm not a musician, but thank you very much. All right, checking the gaff meter. If you are ready for Brainwave, this will require your participation. If you don't want to participate, you can choose somebody to be your proxy. If you know you're a little salty from that last game, that's okay. But in either case, I will need any boss tricks. Surprisingly, I don't think there are. Let me just double check. It's on my Magician's Choice how many boss tricks are active right now. 0 boss tricks. No, I was able to do all of them, and then the ones I messed up, I was able to complete them. But there's actually one new one on the list, I think. If you want to request that one. New. Okay, it looks like there's 2 new ones, but there's one new one that you haven't seen. I know you've seen Red Packet, Black Packet, so the other one is Hitchcock Aces. All right. Checking the gaff meter. Are you ready? All right, excellent. This is called 8-card Brainwave. The reason why it is called 8-card Brainwave is, number 1, there are 8 cards. And number 2, I'm going to try and get on your Brainwave. Now, this is completely fair. You can choose any one of these, but before you make your selection, go ahead and the one that you would immediately pick, maybe don't pick that one because I might have been able to predict that. Maybe not even your second one. Choose your third or your fourth one. And you don't even have to tell me whether it was your third or your fourth. But believe it or not, I'll be able to indicate to you that I knew that that was the one you were going to pick all along. And if you believe there's some sort of verbal, mental manipulation, it may or may not have already begun. So checking the gaff meter. The cards will now remain on the table. I won't change screens or break the camera view. But the card that you are officially selecting, you can now tell everybody, including me, which one it was. And I'll show you that I knew which one it was all along. I can see the checking the gaff meter. Gears are going to grind. He's going to think. He's going to be like, can I outthink the magician? 7 clubs. This one. So of all of the cards, you thought the 7 of clubs. Alright, I'm going to leave this here. Now the rest of these cards, if I show you, they all happen to have blue backs. But the 7 of clubs, the one that you picked, the one that maybe I told you you changed your mind, maybe it was the second, maybe it was the third, maybe it was the fourth pick, but you ended up choosing this one, happens to have a red back. And that, my good friends, is the 8 card brainwave. Hey, thank you for the follow, Scalesers. Checking the gaff meter. Don't lose too much sleep over that one. Hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you for the claps and emotes. Chaotic Rage, Fenwig, checking the gaff meter, Scalesers. Scalesers, if this is your first time in, hi, welcome. My name is Nam. I am also known as Crazy Asian on Twitch, Asian with 3 N's. I am a sleight of hand card magician. I've co-opted a streamer song list to allow people to request magic tricks, and if you are unaware of magic tricks, if you want to request one anyway, you can type an exclamation point random, and that'll randomly add one to the queue. If you know some magic tricks, you can browse my magic list by typing an exclamation point TL, and going to the streamer song list that's there, clicking on one of those. So yeah, let's see. Hi, I'm CJ. Welcome in. Hi, I'm CJ. Can we play a hand of blackjack? I mean, we could, but I don't know. It wouldn't be that much fun. Either I'm going to stack the deck and win, or it's going to be legit and it's actually just random. So, Scalesers, thank you very much for the subscription. Wow, coming in. This is my first time in. I love magic. Yeah, I don't know much. Haha, I love magic. All right, well, Scalesers, what I'm doing with subs is if you would like to sign a card, you are welcome to. So I don't have too many subscribers, so most of the deck has not been signed yet. But if you go ahead and name a card, we'll go ahead and sign Scalesers right on the card. So, and while I go ahead and correctly clear this next trick there. Okay, and then we'll have to prep for Hitchcock aces. All right, 7 of diamonds. Oh, that is a great pick. I love the 7 of diamonds. All right, well, thank you for the subscription, Scalesers. I'm going to spell this Scales, E-R-S, okay. Scalesers. All right, well, thank you kindly for the sub. And this is Scalesers. Thank you very much. All right, I will take a moment to prep for the next request, as requested by Chris M.E. called Hitchcock Aces. Scalesers is gifted a sub to Hi, I'm CJ. Thank you for the gift sub. Hi, I'm CJ. Sorry, thank you for the gift sub, Scalesers, to Hi, I'm CJ. Yeah, I don't talk English good. My excuse. I'm Asian. That's my excuse. I have no excuse. English is my native language. I've been natively Englishing for many years. Okay. And so I had hesitation adding this to my trick list initially because it is a trick that has a lot more sleights in it than normal. And so I did not add it when I first started streaming. But I practiced it, I added it back on. It is an ace assembly. But, okay, yeah, sure. Wow, that is a community. Okay, oh, can I get the ace of spades? Alright, remind me after this trick. I'm currently set up, so let's do that. Okay. All right, here we are. So we have the 4 aces, and what we're going to do is introduce you to them. This is the ace of spades, the ace of hearts, the ace of, sorry, that was the ace of clubs. This is the ace of spades. Man, and then the ace of diamonds. You know what? I'm setting the ace of spades here. Yes, sure. Let's go ahead and have this. You know what? I'm just going to do it now. It might mess me up in the performance of the trick, but we're going to do it. Okay. Hi, I'm CJ. All right. There we go. Let's do it. Hi. Let me get this right. I'm CJ. Okay. Okay. So now, hi, I'm CJ. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, where was I? First things first, you have to understand that ace tricks, or sorry, ace assembly tricks are tricks in which we have all the aces trying to gather together. And this trick is no different, because what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place all the aces out here, like so. And I promise you, by the end of the trick, all the aces will be gathered together. I'm a little bit, man, I gotta get used to this if people like sub and things. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and place some random card here with the ace of spades. And I'm going to place 3 cards on this ace, like so. And what we are going to do is snap my fingers. And believe it or not, that ace has traveled from here down to here. Because if I show you all of these cards, there's no aces here. And we knew that the ace of spades was here. But look, this is the one that has traveled down, the ace of clubs. I know, weird, right? Okay. So now look, let's place some other random card. We'll leave these aces face up. And I'm going to go ahead and place 3 other cards here, like so. And now if I go ahead and I pick these up, snap my fingers, believe it or not, that ace is no longer here. Because if I show you these, that's hopped down here. I know, right? And now some people suspect that there's actually no aces up here in the first place. But if I show you this card, there is actually an ace there. That's actually there. The thing is, if we go ahead and we're going to go ahead and turn this back face down. And we're going to go ahead and collect these aces once again. And we'll turn them face down and place them back here. I'm going to go ahead and place just some other cards over here. And we're going to put the final card down here. And would you believe that all the aces are down here? Yes or no? Whether they were or not, I'm going to go ahead and snap my fingers now. So perhaps before the snap, you might have been correct. But now after the snap, you might not be correct. If I led you to believe that all the aces have collected down here, and that's what you thought, you would be incorrect. Because if I show you all these cards, these are the 4 kings. But it did promise you that all the aces would be collected in the same place at the beginning of the trick. And would you believe this is all 4 aces here? And that is my handling and performance of Hitchcock aces. As requested by Chris M. Yee. Chris M. Yee, thank you for the request. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And I don't know entirely why it's called Hitchcock aces, but a lot of Hitchcock movies have a twist, and the twist is at the end they were not down here. Ha ha! Got him! All right, let's see. Router Smiter, welcome in. Thanks for hopping in. Router Smiter says, WTF! A lot of F's there. Let's see. Um, let's see. Scaleser says, holy shit! And then, let's see. Thank you for the emotes. Chris M. Yee, Fenwig. Scaleser says, no way! Panda Volta, thank you for the claps. Chaotic Rage, thank you for the claps. Thank you for the emotes, Scalesers, and hi, I'm CJ. And thank you for the claps, Chris M. Yee. Yes, that was awesome. Thank you. Hopefully you enjoyed. Fenwig, thanks for the emotes. Hype! All right. Okay, set that as performed. I'm going to take a couple second break. I heard my baby cry, but it was short lived. So, if anybody didn't know, I'm a relatively new father. I have a 1 year old, and at night I'm kind of on shift. So, if baby cries, I may have to step away. Like last week's stream, I did actually have to step away. Short explanation, exclamation point baby. I'm a father before being a magician or a streamer, so if that happens, I'll have to step away. Luckily, most of the times, baby has cried, and if you didn't know, if a baby cries, especially like at 1 year old, you don't want to run up to them immediately. You have to wait for them to self-soothe themselves, so you have to wait a couple minutes to see if they go back to sleep. And most of the time, that's going to help train them go back to sleep. So I was a little upset last stream because I had to step away from stream for like 40 minutes, and I'm like, ah, oh, it completely sucks, but had to do it. But I don't want to jinx anything, but I'm not hearing continued crying, so this is a good sign. But in the interim, I can prep for. Hold on. I don't know if you guys can hear this. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, you have to wait a couple minutes to see if they self-soothe, and then hopefully they'll be able to go back to bed. Last week was extra tough because baby was asleep and sick. This week, baby's a lot better, so baby should be able to try and self-soothe. But I'm not going to quite start my next trick yet, just in case the red light of doom. I don't know if you can see it. The red light of doom is still on. So let's see. Chaotic Rage. I have 4 kids. My whole life is just responding to them. Lol. Yeah, I only have one. I don't understand how people have more. And especially like everybody's like, don't let them outnumber you. Um, so yeah, it's kind of a choice between like, if I was going to be on call for baby the entire time, it's like, do I stream or not stream? And it's like if I had to, uh, if I wanted to stream, I basically have to take the gamble every week. So, um, let me start playing this. I think I'm probably gonna have to step away. Hello, how's it going? Sorry about that. I'm actually still dealing with an awake baby, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to concentrate. So, here's the things that you have to check when you have a crying baby. Make sure their diaper's empty and clean. Feed them again if they might be hungry. Um, yeah. But then at some point, like, she's old enough, we have to try and let her go back to sleep. But it's kind of weird because, I tried rocking my baby, putting her down in the crib. Sometimes it's like you're placing a time bomb, taking time bomb back into the crib, and then baby cries again. Oh, okay, all right. Pick her back up. Oh man. uh, to be honest, if I was going to say that, things are all great and dandy, that would be a lie, and I don't want to lie to anybody. So, a little stressed out, a little bummed out too, um, but yeah. So baby's still kind of crying, not like as loud or persistent, but we've kind of like eliminated and already woke mom up too. So it's like, I don't know, it's just hard sometimes having a baby. I can't imagine having outnumbered outnumbered by babies. So um, I remember last stream when I came back from dealing with baby stuff that I had to do like 3 or 4 tricks to just kind of like I had to take them from the top again, kind of thing, and like yeah, and like right now I can still see and hear my baby crying, but like we've made sure everything's okay. I think she's getting to the point where she's like old enough where she's like, I'm upset that I'm alone in my room, or I'm upset that I'm alone in my room in the dark, and she has to kind of just get used to that. But I texted with my wife and it's like, all right, you changed her diaper? Yep. Fed her some milk? Yep. She seemed okay? Yep. Like she didn't seem gassy or anything, which is usually like the next thing that we're concerned about. Um, but yeah. So I'm kind of texting with mommy upstairs, trying to make sure everything is okay. But anyway, my apologies for leaving number one. Number two, I'm sorry if I'm going to be a little distracted. I do feel bummed out, but I mean, what can you do? Anyway, checking the gaff meter. Thanks for chatting back. It's definitely hard sometimes having a baby. Truth. Yep, totally understand. Probably the likelihood that Scale Sirs is still in here is probably low. My apologies. Had to attend to a baby. Arguably, still may have to attend to a baby, but we're kind of at a point where I can give her like 20 minutes to see if she's going to quiet down. Because everything seems to be okay, but she is still crying like nobody's business. But there's still something in the queue, so I'm going to do that one. And this is a Chicago opener. And so, first things first, if we had somebody here, we can have them select a card. And I guess in lieu of, actually, if anybody in the chat wants to just name a card between like 1 and 50, feel free. And if not, I think I have a random like a die thing. We can roll a d20 in chat. But if anybody wants to roll one, feel free. Otherwise, I'll just roll d20. 12. Checking the gaff meter. Selected 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. This is going to be the selection. Doesn't matter that I know what it is, because as you progress through the rest of the trick, you'll realize that I'm the magician. I'm going to know what it is anyway. I could look away, but that would just be for show. So it is it is the Joker. All right. Panda Volta Joker. So I'm going to go ahead and put that into the deck. We're going to lose it. And snap my fingers. Normally what I do here is I'll put my hand over the deck, use my shadow to do all the dirty work that the deck has to do. And so now the shadow has completed doing all the dirty work. And believe it or not, something interesting has occurred, because if we go and take a look, there is a red card in the deck. And believe it or not, this red card, the Panda Volta Joker, has actually become the red card. I know, super interesting, right? But you know what? We can try and do that again with the deck. So if I just go ahead and stop somewhere and checking the gaff meter, if you're still there, let's say you had a choice between like these 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which one would you select? 1 through 6. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this will be your selection. If you had gone one more, it would have been something different. If you had gone one less, it would have been something different. But your selection is actually this card. Okay. Go ahead and close that back up into the deck. And once again, snap my fingers. Oh, sorry, put my hand, let the shadow do all of the work. And if I go ahead and spread. Oh, hold on. So the card's supposed to turn red. Nope. Hopefully I didn't mess up. Oh, wait. I think I know what happened. So when my hand was over the deck and the shadow was doing its dirty work, I think maybe like the pinky of the shadow happened to hit this. And what was that card? I think it was a red 2. It's actually the 2 of hearts. So yeah. Checking the gaff meter. Sorry I messed it up. No, you did not mess anything up. This is perfect. You are fine. I almost messed it up, but actually my shadow that I cast actually Kadsooks. Yep. So thank you for participating. Thank you, Scales Sirs, for the request. If Scales Sirs is still there, my apologies. Having to leave the stream and come back. I may still have to leave the stream, but we will see. Still texting with my wife a little bit upstairs. So, all right. Let's see. I'm gonna do a couple of tricks. Let me put one in there that I know I'm going to be doing for the magic show. So I would like to rehearse this. And I can do this. I can do the setup out in the open because I just need 8 cards. I'm choosing these specifically here. And let's see here. Still coughing a little bit because I'm a little sick. But anyway, the reason why I wanted to choose this one was because I need to change up the presentation of this trick for the magic show that I'm doing later in the week. It's a private magic show. But, alright, first things first. We have the 4 aces over here, and we have the 4 kings over here. And what we're going to do is demonstrate why Windows has an undo function. So, look, that's the king of spades, the king of diamonds, the king of clubs, and the king of hearts. Now we'll leave all the kings over here. And then we're going to go ahead and leave all the aces over here. Okay. Now with this trick, let's pretend we are working on a Word document and we have saved it here. And as you progress through working on the document, what's going to happen is you sometimes might make changes to the state of things. And so, you know, sometimes it might not look like how you saved it initially. And so, for example, when you do something like that, an ace can turn into a king. I know, super weird. And of course, as you continue to make changes, you know, sometimes you'll be looking at your document. Let's say there's 2 aces in a row, and sometimes you touch like another pile to, you know, try and change the document up some more, and you're waiting for some changes to occur, and then you realize, oh, they already have occurred. Oh, interesting. Okay, great. So now Sometimes you're like, okay, I need to make a lot more changes really quick, and you're going to go ahead and just copy and paste an entire block. And so now if all of these are the kings, that means all the aces over here, right? Oh yeah, look at that. So this is great, but what if you didn't like any of those changes and you just wanted to hit the undo button? In Windows, that's Control Z. So you hold Control and Z, and believe it or not, that's actually going to change the state back to initially what it was prior to you making any changes. All the aces are now over here. And of course, all of the kings are over here. And that is how you reset a saved document by using Control Z. I just realized I'm not going to be using this deck particularly for the work performance because it's all marked up with like Twitch names that nobody's going to understand. But I also just realized doing some of the tricks with some cards that have names on them might add a layer of like extra discrepancy. But that's okay. I thought that one went okay. Let's see. Checking the gaff meter. Thanks for the emotes and how handy. Thank you kindly. Alright, let's see what else I have on the docket. Yes. Okay, I did want to practice this one too. Slightly Stefan. That was an interesting presentation for Reset. Well, thank you kindly. I'm glad that A, you recognized it as Reset. I guess my list helps. But my previous, first time I've heard it for a Word document, yes. My previous presentation was using it with emulator save states. I even have the two little things that I had. So basically, I saved the state prior to me making changes, i.e., when the aces are swapping with whatever cards I decide to use. And then when I reset, I hit the load state. So if you're familiar with video game save states, that's my that was my last presentation with it. I think it went over well. Like it's kind of hard to find magic tricks that are themed like in a nerdy geeky way. And so yeah. Checking the gaff meter. I definitely get the Word version. Oh yeah, totally. I feel like that's a little bit more because I work at a tech company, so it's a lot easier for people to understand things like that we use in the office. So like a lot of people understand undo. I know Mac has an undo too. It's not Control Z. It's like, is it like Apple key Z or something? Probably something like that, right? Okay. Let's see here. I would like to do. Probably haven't touched a Mac in a minute. Yeah, me neither. Let's see, trick request. I would like to perform a trick called perfect pair. Okay. Now this one is normally done with trying to find mates. So what a mate is in a deck of cards is, for example, the two of clubs. The mate of this would be the one that shares the same color and the same number, but it would be the other one in the deck. So in this case, it'd be the two of spades. How I'm thinking about retheming this one is finding a perfect enough solution for a problem. So, for example, let's pretend the problem our perfect answer would be the 10 of clubs. So it's a black 10. But if we find like the 10 of spades, that would probably be a good enough solution for this particular problem. And I think what I'm going to plan on having the audience do is select a card. I'll have a mechanic for them to select a card. If anybody here would like to select a card, or good enough, mate, yes. Feel free to name one. This is a different presentation than I had initially learned it, but hopefully I'll be able to pull it off. And if nobody wants to pick one, I think I have a random card generator in chat. So if you do !R card, that will do a random card. 8 of clubs. All right. Chrism Yi selecting the 8 of clubs. So the 8 of clubs is our card that we are planning on doing something with, and that is our perfect solution in this case. So in order to find a card that is just as good as the 8 of clubs, we'll need to find the 8 of spades, right? So first I'm going to go ahead and place the 8 of clubs there, and what I'm going to do now is have chat try and determine and find where the 8 of spades is, and we're trying to find that out. And I guess it will be good enough if we find like an 8 that's red, or if it's like a club, the kind of match. But wouldn't it be awesome if we could find the 8 of spades? So once again, 1 through 51. I guess if you towards like the end, I'll just count backwards. But somebody in chat, feel free to make a choice for a card between 1 and 51. I did remove the jokers. The 2 jokers are over here, so it is 51. Okay, and baby is still awake. Not quite well. 69. All right. So let's see. 69 mod 52. That would be okay. 42. All right. So let's see. 42. That'll be just 10 from the back, right? Okay. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh wait. So hold on. Wait. This would be 51, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 43, 42. Okay. So I was off. So this one. All right, would you like to commit to this? Would you like to change your mind? Or is that the answer, Chris? This is going to be the one that matches your 8 of clubs. This is the solution that you want, regardless of what it is. Okay, because look, Chris M. Yee, you had initially laid out the requirements, the 8 of clubs, which you know is here. And then you selected a card. It was 42nd from the back. Wouldn't it be awesome if this was the good enough solution of the 8 of spades? Checking the gaff meter. You skipped a number, but I don't think it matters. Yeah, I think basically if Chris wanted to change the number, it would have been okay, just so long as So Chris M. Yee, thanks for the emotes, for the Chris Pika, and then what? So yeah, that is how you find the best good enough solution. I know. You hadn't seen that one, Chris? Actually, even if you had seen that one, it looks different. This one looks different than how I would have presented it before. So, but yeah, I think that's a strong presentation. Awesome. So thanks for letting me practice that one, guys. Chris says, I'm just baffled. I know. And oh, here's the kicker. I can do that with a borrowed deck of cards. So if you had a decently good quality deck of cards, i.e., like it's not old and ratty, I can basically do this trick with that deck of cards as well. So cool. All right. But yeah, I learned that one from Daniel Madison. So Daniel Madison, he is a magician now, but he used to be a card sharp, and he basically had all these gambling skills. And after he got out of that, he basically decided to use his skills to perform magic. And now he's got a prominent YouTube channel, and he ends up putting out some decent tutorials. Like, if you look for magic tutorials, like Daniel Madison has some really long, thorough, involved magic tutorials. And sometimes I'm like, oh, they're so long. I don't have time to watch them. But when you watch them, like, they're so informative and they tell you so much. But yeah, there's like this barrier. It's like there's a difference between exposure and teaching. And he doesn't just there's no way anybody can argue that he just exposes anything. He totally teaches. So value through thoroughness. Yeah. But yeah, if anybody wants to check him out, he is Daniel Madison on YouTube. So all right. Okay, I'm probably going to call it a stream. My baby is upset. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to concentrate. I got my couple of extra practice tricks in at the end there for my show on later in the week, and baby's starting to get more agitated now, actually. So anyway, I'm just gonna call it, and normally I'd raid, but I don't think I'm gonna be raiding today because it's just gonna be too much. So if anybody wants to go anywhere, I'll raid that person, or you might just want to let them, or I'll just end it and everybody can just go wherever they want to go. So, but anyway, thank you very much for anybody still here for tuning in, and thank you so much to everybody for the follows, the subscriptions, the gifted subs. Thank you very much for still being here after the interruption. I'm sorry, this is the second stream in a row where I've had to attend to my baby. So statistically speaking, next stream I will probably also still have to attend to my baby. Meow's having birthday stream number 2. All right, I guess we're raiding Meow too. So first of all, if anybody wants a raid message, we have one. So feel free to copy that, and then I'll prep a raid to Meow 2. Which I believe I tuned in for the first time and chatted in his stream yesterday, even though I've like lurked in his stream a little bit before. But yeah, so we'll head over to Meow 2. Anyway, my apologies to anybody who felt like I didn't do as good a job as I think I could have. But as I said, I do want to be a good father, and at the end of the day, like that's what's most important to me. But I also want to be a good streamer, and so it's like it's either if I don't stream now, I won't get to stream, and I won't have time to stream, cause baby. So wrong command for raid. Oh, you're right. Well, thank you kindly. I was gonna find out in like a few seconds, and I'm like, wait, why isn't the raid ready? So I mean, giving people more time to copy the raid message. Clearly, that was my reasoning. So. As I said, thank you everybody for all of your support. I will try and do this again, of course, sometime. I do want to stream, and I just have other obligations that I also love and need to take care of. So as baby gets older, I think sleeping through the night will be a lot easier, and I won't be as interrupted as much. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a glorious day. Thank you.